You're watching our continuous coverage here on NDTV of the rescue operations there in Uttarkashi, where there's a Himalayan effort which has been on for the past 17 days to bring out the 41 workers who had been trapped inside that tunnel when a portion of that tunnel caved in on 12th of November. What we have been told in swift developments which have taken place through the day today is that the team is very close to actually reaching the trapped workers. Around 2 meters of drilling is still left. That could be covered in around 4 to 5 hours. That is something that the NDMA officials said around 4 o'clock. So probably by late evening, we might see the workers, the operation of bringing the workers out commencing in a certain way. The NDMA officials made it very clear that they are going to follow all the safety protocols which are in place to ensure that the workers are brought out safely. But as we know that so many people who have been tracking the updates, not just the family members of the trapped workers, but the whole nation is now praying to see those workers being brought out from that tunnel at Uttarkashi. If we can just tell you the pictures on your screen there that you can see, there's a IAF chopper, the Chinook chopper, which is there also standing by near the mishap site in case the workers need to be airlifted. Whether or not that's going to happen tonight, that is something which remains to be seen. But the Indian Air Force had in fact deployed the Chinook chopper over there. The main plan A, of course, is to bring the workers out and transport them by road to their nearby hospital. There's also a makeshift hospital, which the pictures of which are on your screen right now, which has been created at the exit point of the tunnel. Doctors, nurses, beds for the workers to rest, all have been kept in place over there for immediate medical aid and also to check the workers, since they are, of course, going to be brought out after 17 days lodged inside the tunnel in those conditions. Let me go across to my colleagues Neeta Sharma and Saurabh Gupta, who are joining us in this broadcast to give us details, different aspects of this entire story that we're looking at. Coming first to you, Neeta, if you can give our viewers an understanding of where the rescue operation is at this stage. Why is it that there is still a further wait of a couple more hours, if not more, for the workers to be brought out?
For that, you need to understand the topography of the entire, the tunnel, Tanima. The escape tunnel which has been established, it's horizontal. So it's 60 meters deep inside the tunnel, but since the rubble has fallen from the top and has covered the area, for that you need to keep those pipes outside the rubble. So you need the entire stretch should be more than 62 meters. So that has been done. But since this escape tunnel has been made on the rubble, which is 8 meters in height, there a ramp is there. So when the workers are going to be rescued, they're going to walk up the ramp or a makeshift kind of a stairway. They're going to walk up, and then through that escape tunnel, which has a diameter of about 2 to 3 feet, NDRF has created special stretchers which has wheels. They're going to be wheeled out through that. For that, NDRF's senior officer first is going to go inside the tunnel, demonstrate it to them that as to how you need to climb up and then roll down.
Neeta, just hold on. I'm so sorry to interrupt here, but I'm joined by my colleague Kishore, who's at the spot. So hold on to your thought. We'll come back to you to understand what are the intricacies involved. But let me go to my colleague Kishore, who is at the spot there at the base of the Silkyara tunnel. Kishore, अभी की जो लास्ट हमने बात की थी, उसके बाद जो अपडेट्स है थोड़ा बताएं पहले कि रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस में जैसे हमें बोला जा रहा था 2 मीटर और ड्रिलिंग बाकी था, उसमें कोई प्रोग्रेस आया है?
देखिए, जो 2 मीटर और ड्रिलिंग थी उसको पहले समझना जरूरी है। क्यों थी? क्योंकि 58 मीटर पूरा पाइप पुश होके वहां तक पहुंच गया जहां पे वो लोग फंसे थे, लेकिन पाइप जहां पर मौजूद था उसके ऊपर लैंडस्लाइड का एरिया था और ये हो सकता था कि जिस तरीके से लोगों को निकाला जाएगा कुछ वाइब्रेशन होगा और लैंडस्लाइड आ सकता है और पाइप के अंदर उसका मलबा आ सकता है। यही वजह था कि उसके बाद उसको 2 मीटर और पुश किया गया, यानी उसको और बढ़ाया गया ताकि वो मलबा उस पाइप को ना दबाए। दूसरी बात यह है कि अब से ठीक 1 घंटे के बाद जो जानकारी मिल रही है। हालांकि अभी ये ऑफिशियल्स ने इसको पुष्टि अभी तक नहीं की, उन्होंने ब्रीफिंग करनी थी, लेकिन सब इस बात का इंतजार है कि जब वो लोग अंदर से, यानी उस पाइप से 800 mm का जो पाइप है, एक तरह से लोहे की सुरंग ही माना आसान शब्दों में, वहां से निकलते हुए आएंगे, तो जाहिर सी बात है कि अब ऐसे में जब वो आएंगे उसके बाद ही सारी चीजें आगे अपडेट हो पाएगी। लेकिन ये है कि 1 घंटे का समय अभी भी है उनको बाहर निकलने का, उस मलबे से जो पाइप 800 mm का जो पाइप का डायमीटर का जो पाइप एक तरह से टनल बनाई है, वहां से निकलने के लिए फिलहाल अपडेट यही है। और बाकी जो ऑफिशियल है, बाकी जो मेडिक्स टीम है, पैरामेडिक्स है, एसडीआरएफ है, एनडीआरएफ है, हॉस्पिटल है, वो सब हाई अलर्ट पे और इस बात का इंतजार है कि कब वो उस मलबे के जो पाइप टनल बनाए हैं उससे बाहर निकले।
जी किशोर, जैसे हमने देखा कि चीफ मिनिस्टर धामी वहां पे मौजूद थे काफी देर तक, अभी वो शायद साइट से निकल गए हैं, बट किस तरह के प्रिपरेशंस हैं वहां पे, क्योंकि वहां पे एक बड़ी टीम ऑफ कोर्स मौजूद है रेस्क्यू ऑफिशियल्स की, जो लोग वहां पे काम कर रहे हैं बहुत दिनों से, family members of those people who are trapped inside. So what are some of the preparations on ground at the moment?
पहले तो मुख्यमंत्री पुष्कर सिंह धामी फिलहाल अभी टनल में नहीं है, लेकिन टनल में 1.5 घंटा रहने के बाद वो अभी टनल से 200 मीटर दूर जहां पे ये ऑफिस है, इनके टनल कंपनी का ऑफिस है, वहां पर मौजूद है और वो एक ही चीज की जानकारी ले रहे हैं कि अब तक कितना रेस्क्यू और तेजी से बढ़ सकता है, टाइमिंग कितना लग सकता है। इसके अलावा जो उनके परिवार के लोग हैं वो लगातार जब से ये घटना घटी है और जब से लोग ये फंसे हैं वो लगातार यहाँ पर मौजूद है। उनकी उनसे बातचीत भी कराई गई है, लेकिन दिन के बाद से, करीबन जब दिन की ब्रीफिंग हुई थी उसके बाद से वो फिलहाल अपनी उनको यहीं पर आगे कैंप में रखा गया है, ताकि जैसी खबर निकलेगी कि वो बाहर निकल रहे हैं और वो बाहर निकल के जो टनल के अंदर, सिलक्यारा टनल के अंदर ही जो टेम्परेरी हॉस्पिटल वहां आ गए, तब उनको लाया जाएगा और जो जिसका परिचित होगा, जो इसका परिजन होगा, उसको उसके सामान के साथ एम्बुलेंस में ही सिलक्यारा से जो चिन्नैली सौड़ है वहां तक, जहां पे हॉस्पिटल बना है, वहां तक ले जाया जाएगा। तैयारियां पूरी है, सिर्फ इंतजार इसका है कि वो 2 मीटर का पाइप कितना पुश हो गया है, उसको पुश होने के बाद उसमें से एनडीआरएफ के लोग उन लोगों को लेकर जब बाहर निकालेंगे उनको, तो तब कंफर्म किया जाएगा कि वो उस मलबे से बाहर यहाँ पर जहाँ पे रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है वहां पहुंच चुके हैं।
किशोर, वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन बिफोर आई लेट यू गो। जैसे हमने कहा कि अभी भी थोड़ी दूरी बाकी है बिफोर दे एक्चुअली रीच टू द वर्कर्स, तो पिछले कुछ घंटों में जिस तरह से काम प्रोसीड हो रही है, आपको क्या लगता है कि थिंग्स आर गोइंग एज पर एक्सपेक्टेशन या कोई डिफिकल्टीज रेस्क्यू टीम्स फेस कर रहे हैं?
देखिए, जो डिफिकल्टी थी वो शुरू से लेके लास्ट तक थी। अब ऐसे में जब पाइप आर पार हो गया है, थोड़ा लैंडस्लाइड का मलबा उस पाइप पे जरूर आगे आया है, लेकिन वो ज्यादा बड़ी डिफिकल्टी नहीं है। उसे बाधा को भी पार कर लिया जाएगा, क्योंकि वो पाइप जो 800 mm का पाइप है उसे पुश करके आगे वेल्डिंग करके आगे 4 मीटर और बढ़ाया गया है, ये उसको एक तरह से सुरक्षित रखने के लिए। फिलहाल कोई अभी ऐसे ही बड़ा हडल नहीं आया है जिससे लगता है कि ये दिक्कत आएंगी। फिलहाल सब कुछ काम ठीक हो गया है, बस इस बात का इंतजार किया जा रहा है कि कब उनको एनडीआरएफ और एसडीआरएफ के जवान अंदर से उस पाइप के जरिए बाहर लेके आएंगे। फिलहाल अभी जो पाइप है 2 मीटर का एक्स्ट्रा, उसको पुश किया जा रहा है और हो सकता है कि लगभग 1 घंटे बाद उनको उस टनल से जो 1 by 1 उनको बाहर निकाल लिया जाए। जी,
Right. Thank you so much, Kishore, for bringing us those details from the ground there. Kishore is our reporter at Uttarkashi who's been bringing all the updates for us right from the beginning since 12th of November when the 41 workers were actually trapped there on the ground. And it has, of course, been an excruciating wait for the family members of those involved. Let me go across to my colleague Saurabh Gupta, who is at the house of one such person who's trapped there, Shobhik. Saurabh, if you have, of course, been speaking to Shobhik's family members there at Hooghly. Their hopes must have got a certain boost since this morning when they heard for the first time that there's only 5 meters of distance left to reach the trapped workers.
Absolutely, their hopes have, of course, been sort of aroused again, given the fact that they've heard that the time is near, that when hopefully all these workers will be brought out. And just to give you a sense, these are rural areas. We heard foxes howling a short while ago. And how do they keep track of the news? Now, of course, there is television, it's reached villages, there's electricity, but the good old radio is something that people watch on. And of course, waiting for the news on radio, keeping track of all the developments that are taking place. And that, of course, is a sense of what the families here are facing. The families, of course, all very, very traumatized by what has happened. Many of them are still struggling to come to terms. But they are also hopeful that soon they will be, of course, brought out. And they will, of course, be they'll be brought out soon. And a lot of people from the village also here. আপনারা খবরটা ফলো করছেন কতদিন ধরে?
17 দিন।
কি করে খবর পাচ্ছেন ঠিকঠাক, মানে কি হচ্ছে?
মোবাইল থেকে যতখানি যা হচ্ছে, আর রেডিওতেও দেখছি আপনার মোবাইল থেকে যতখানি যা হচ্ছে, আর আমাদের পাঁচই বাড়ি ওনার কাছ থেকে কিছু খোঁজ খবর নিচ্ছি, পাচ্ছি।
আপনি সৌভিকের কে হন?
আমি সৌভিকের পাশের বাড়ির দাদাই বলতে পারি।
আচ্ছা, আজকের খবরটা কি খুব আপনাদের একটা মানে হোপ দিয়েছে?
হ্যাঁ, হোপ দিয়েছে, মানে আজকে একটা মনের আশা জেগেছে যে পাশের বাড়ির ভাইটা আমাদের অন্তত বেরোবে।
So that's, of course, what I mean, people are, of course, watching it on mobiles also, but the fact is that they're also watching, hearing the news on radio. These are not very well-to-do homes. They are, people who need, the money that these young boys from these homes go out and earn in these places. And therefore, for them, it's really a tough choice. I mean, they have to go out to work, but there are, of course, when you work in places that are that involve a certain amount of risk, there are these challenges. But they've all now been saying that, look, it's not only about us, it's not only about this family, it's not only about the family down the road, but it's about all those who have been trapped inside. In fact, let me give you a glimpse of what's going on here. In the the lady, of course, in the sari is, of course, Shobik's mother, and all of them, they've been praying in the evening as well. These are homes where people also go to sleep early, so they're all waiting, hoping that before they turn in for the night, there will be some good news, and that they will get the news of Shobik being rescued, and the others also being rescued from that tunnel.
Shobhik's picture there on your screens right now, the person that whose family members that Saurabh's been speaking to at Hooghly in Bengal for 17 days. Wait, 17 days long wait, and the families are all hoping that the wait ends soon today. Saurabh, stay with us. We'll come back to discuss more about the what the family members have been talking about how this entire tunnel rescue operation actually panned out. Going back to my colleague Neeta. Neeta, what? The whole day today, in fact, has seen a series of developments, because initially, till yesterday at least, most people were of the belief that probably by Thursday, which is when the vertical drilling operation would be complete in terms of reaching up to the workers, that's the timeline that most people thought by when we would see the workers being brought out. But suddenly, in the morning, we saw that the senior officials and tunnel experts who were there at the spot said a very short distance, a large amount of distance had in fact been covered overnight, and that they're very close to the workers. So take our viewers through the fast-paced developments that we have seen happening in the last 24 hours, which seem to have turned the entire course of events in a way.
See, last couple of days when the auger got stuck there, it was being manually taken out, all it was being drilled out manually, or it was being taken out manually by the Madras sappers who were there. Army was called in, so they took out the entire debris manually. Slowly by slowly, the auger machine was also pushing the pipes. As Kishore was mentioning, 800 mm in simple words means 2 feet 0.7 inches. You can just imagine the diameter of the pipe. So that pipe was being pushed in. It was kind of a safety, kind of a escape tunnel which has been built for the workers to come out. So that was being pushed in, and as since when the work was going on, it had to go 60 meters deep. But since the debris was there, and if they would have just let it be at 60 meters, the the parts of the debris or the rubble would have come inside. That is the reason why they say that it needed 4 meters to go ahead, so that it goes ahead, go ahead of the rubble which is just lying there. And from there a ramp was supposed to be made. Workers were supposed to climb up the ramp and then get into that escape tunnel and then come out. So entire exercise obviously took more time as expected, but since the rat miners were doing it, the soil was very soft in the last 5 meters of excavation, but still metal pieces and mesh pieces were coming in their way, which were being cut by gas cutters or the laser cutters which were provided by different states. So it took time, but now everything is over. Now these people are going to come out. They need to get acclimatized also. We need to remember that, Tanima,
right,
because the temperature inside is very different from even temperature outside in the tunnel itself. So they need to acclimatize also. Maybe they are getting acclimatized also, because we will only get to know once when the ambulances start rolling out of the tunnel. Ambulances have been set on high alert. They are on standby, as you were mentioning. Even a chopper service, even Chiknook has been, has landed there. Again, that helipad is in Chiliani Sort. So these workers have to be brought to Chiliani Sort. They would be getting first aid there at the district hospital, and if need be, one of them or maybe the entire lot would be flown to the Rishikesh AIIMS hospital for better health services. But obviously it was a very cumbersome exercise, because
right,
it was a mountain which just fell, and if you look at the cave of the mouth of the cave, from the mouth of the cave, just 200 meters inside the mouth, the tunnel fell. So the construction of the tunnel had started in 2018. So obviously since then it was just standing there in the form of D, but it just collapsed. So obviously questions started being asked about the safety of the tunnel also. But right now, when you speak to the authorities, they say the focus of work right now is rescue. These type of questions would be addressed later after the rescue is over. But right now, the focus is about 41 workers who are trapped inside, and also the safety of the people who are conducting this rescue. So those two things, when they are completed, then only questions about the safety audits and all are going to be answered.
Right. The
Tanima?
paramount importance at the moment, of course, is the health condition of the workers and those of the rescue teams who are bringing out the trapped workers. Let me go. Stay with us, Neeta. Let me go back to my colleague Saurabh Gupta. Saurabh, you have been speaking to family members there of Shobhik, whose family resides in Hooghly in Bengal. Are they happy overall in terms of the effort that they have seen over the past 17 days or so? Because there have been ups and downs through this entire journey. There had in fact been an expectation that it would only take a few hours. Right in the beginning, senior officials were in fact telling us as well that it's a matter of time for the workers to come out. But then we saw the narrative changing to the words being used by the officials rather changing. Authorities started saying that there's no specific timeline that we can give at the moment because there are challenges involved. So are the family members happy with the way this entire operation spanned out?
Well, anxious for sure. Happy that there is hope at the end of Shobhik coming out this evening from the tunnel, being rescued. But anxious moments. In fact, just while I was waiting, somebody here came in and quietly asked me, basically asking for how long more. So it's been playing on the minds of everybody here, including the family members. And these are rural areas. People go to sleep early. By now, 7 o'clock, usually people are done with their dinner. But you see people are waiting outside, listening to the radio, watching their mobile phones for news updates. Some people watching on TV in their homes. And there's still a considerable amount of people waiting outside, simply because they're hoping at the end of the day that tonight they go to bed with some good news. Anxious and perturbed for sure, but hoping for good news definitely.
What all of us are hoping for. Neeta, Saurabh, thank you so much to both of you for joining us with all the updates and also giving our viewers an understanding of the entire operation, how it panned out, and also the human angle of it. The family members who have been waiting for the news to emerge of the trapped workers finally being brought out. At this point in time, we'll slip into a very short break. More updates on the other side.